Verve, online devotional videos.
Famous story that we should take about 2 years to unpack, but we're going to take about 64 seconds. Samuel the boy is in the tent of meeting, lying before the lamp of the Lord. Not exactly sure what that means. He keeps the light lit during the night. And it says that he does not yet know the Lord. So he's a little one, and he does not yet know the Lord. So you're not born into knowing the Lord. You have to come into active relationship to know him. So Samuel's in the journey of getting to know the Lord. It didn't happen by appointment. It didn't happen by location. It happened by a relationship journey. So on that journey, it says that God calls Samuel during the night. Calls him, Samuel. Samuel gets up, the little boy. He doesn't know the voice of God. And he runs to Eli, his earthly master, and say, you called me. And we know the story. It happens 3 times. And Eli says to him each time, go back to bed, I didn't call you. And then the 3rd time, Eli catches on and says, wait a minute, I think God's speaking to you, Samuel. You see, the scripture says that in those days, the word of the Lord was infrequent. There are times when God seems to be silent, but that doesn't mean he's not being active. And he chose to begin his revelation with this little boy, Samuel. So Eli did give Samuel some powerful wisdom. He said, if he calls you again, because we never know what God's going to do. C.S. Lewis say, after all, he's not a tame lion. He roars when he wants to. If he calls you again, Samuel, say, here am I, your servant, I'm listening. So Samuel said those words when God called him before. God called him a 4th time. You think he might have given up after the 2nd time? But he doesn't. He kept calling. He hasn't given up on you either. And he does keep calling. Samuel says, here am I, your servant, I'm listening. And then God downloads what he's going to do. In the morning, after that incredible encounter with God, these are words that we sometimes just gloss over and miss. Eli called Samuel. And Samuel ran to Eli and said, here am I, you've called me. He says the exact same thing that he said to Eli the night before, and he says the exact same thing that he had said to the Lord at the beginning of the vision. Samuel's heart and expression is gentleness and submissiveness. We've seen that before in his mother. And Samuel's words and his heart cry created an environment where God would move. And his journey of knowing who God was had begun. Don't stop at the introduction. Journey to know who he is.
Verve, devotional videos to your inbox.